Earth is in Starfield, at least kind of. When the showcase first aired, we all noticed Sol, our solar system, was in the game, and we saw that we could visit it when we saw this shot of the Mars rover, obviously on Mars. But beyond that, it was later confirmed by Will Shen, Starfield's lead quest designer and the lead quest designer for Fallout 4's Far Harbor DLC, that these two shots are also Mars. And not only can we visit it, but there's actually an entire underground city there called Cydonia, which is named after a real northern region on the planet Mars. I actually broke down every city in Starfield just yesterday, including Cydonia, so if you want to check that video out, you can here. But of course, naturally, people started to wonder, hey, so if Sol and Mars are in the game, does that mean that Earth is too? Because that only makes sense. And as I'm sure you all know by now, Will Shen did also confirm that yes, very early on in the game's story, we will be sent to Mars with a quest from Constellation, where we have to figure out the mystery of what happened to Earth. Here's the full quote.
We can see what looks like Earth's own solar system in the Starfield gameplay trailer. Will there be quests taking us back there and exploring how things have changed?
Yeah, actually, very early on in the main quest, we take you to our solar system, which in our lore is called the Old Neighborhood. Nice. And you'll be being sent there on a mission from Constellation to discover the mysteries of the artifacts, and you'll get in contact with the question of what happened to Earth.
Now what I think is interesting is the fact that Will Shen says what happened to Earth, not what's going on with Earth or even why did we leave Earth. He says what happened, almost as if it's a big mystery. Now sure, to us, the player and Starfield waiters, it is a mystery. And I'm sure a lot of us would love to know what happened to the planet that we once called home. And actually, one of the things I'm most excited about when it comes to Starfield is this. I really want to know the lore of what happened to Earth, and I'm really excited for this questline, but again, Will Shen says it like the player doesn't know, which is weird, right? And sure, it's been hundreds of years since we left Earth in Starfield's lore. I mean, we've set up over 4 colonies that we know about, travelled across the entire galaxy, even had entire wars, but it's still odd that we, as the player, don't know what happened to Earth. What, there's no historians in Starfield? But again, going back to the what happened to Earth quote, it almost sounds like Earth is gone, destroyed, or maybe even missing. Because again, why wouldn't we know what happened? Now obviously Starfield's lore is extremely similar to our real life history and facts as we know, but we can assume that at some point it steers off the tracks, so maybe something happened in the game's lore that meant our sun exploded sooner than it was supposed to, destroying Earth and everything on it. But we can pretty much rule that out, as if the sun exploded it would also destroy Mars, and we know that Mars is still standing at the time that we play Starfield in. Okay, so since we can pretty much rule the sun out, what about natural disasters? It is entirely possible that the Earth was hit by an asteroid collision, a comet impact, a super volcano, giant floods, or something like that. All of this horrifying stuff is possible in our future, as scary as that is to say talking about a video game, it is possible, so it wouldn't be too difficult to believe that Bethesda chose one of these natural disasters to destroy Earth for Starfield's lore. But it still doesn't answer the question of why the player doesn't know. Now of course, because this is a big mystery, Earth's fate could have something to do with the artifacts that the entire game is based around. Maybe Earth disappeared when we mined the first artifacts we find in the game. But I honestly think that's stretching it. To be honest, I think the most likely thing that happened to Earth is it just became inhospitable to us. Maybe due to the world filling up with junk and trash, again like it is in real life. Or maybe climate change, or hell, maybe we even got another deadly pandemic, but this time it was so bad we had to leave the Earth. You know, when writing the script for this video, I had no idea how sad all of this would sound. This is our future. Anyway, perhaps due to space exploration, maybe Earth's atmosphere is filled with junk too. Old spaceship parts are just floating around Earth like a ring, blocking us from being able to actually travel back into the planet. We really just don't know. Maybe Earth is a dumping ground for all trash throughout the settled systems. I just think it's very strange that the player likely doesn't know either, and sure, we can argue that maybe the player does know, and when Will Shen said we were going to find out what happened to Earth, he meant us. But it doesn't sound like that to me. And of course all of this is just speculation and rumours, but it's still really fun to talk about, kind of. I'm sure we'll learn more at Starfield Direct. I'm just really excited to go on this quest with Constellation and finally figure all of this out. I would also like to point out that in Starfields lore, humanity likely didn't even need to leave Earth. There's a solid chance we were just straight up exploring and decided to colonize other planets, and eventually everyone just left Earth, or at least most people. I mean, once again, Starfield is supposed to be grounded and somewhat realistic, and that's exactly what we're doing in real life. Humanity has plans to colonize Mars, and at the moment there's no reason for us to leave Earth and live on another planet, although of course that will change in the future. But that is pretty much my thoughts. This video is a short one, so I do apologise for that, but let me know in the comments below what you think happened to Earth. You know I always love to hear your theories, and if you enjoyed the video I kindly ask that you leave it a like, as it really helps out the channel in more ways than I could ever explain. And of course if you are new to the channel and you want to stay up to date on all Starfield news, leaks, discussions, breakdowns, speculation, and plenty more Bethesda focused content, consider subscribing as I cover it all over here. We're also really close to 5,000 subscribers, so if you help us get closer, I thank you so much. And lastly, a massive big thank you and shout out to our channel members. You guys are awesome and I couldn't do this without you, so thank you again. But that will do it for me today guys, thank you all so much for watching and I really hope to see you next time.